my gosh, there's a frog in my throat. Hi guys, thanks for coming to what I'm calling the first episode of Chords Hands, where I like to talk about all the things that I love to make with my hands. Things that I'm currently making, things that I want to start making, things that I'm just kind of interested in or intrigued about or looking to explore. I like to talk about all kinds of things like fiber arts, knitting, spinning, weaving a little bit are the main kind of ones, and then ceramics, drawing, painting, things like that. So if any of those are things that sound like something that you might be interested in learning about, exploring, or just kind of hearing about in general, maybe even just spending some time with me while I explore them myself and making a little friend, then stick around. My name's Cordell. I'm a fiber artist, or artist creative in general, from Calgary, Alberta. I've done a lot of my learning through YouTube University, we'll call it, or just kind of self-guided teachings, especially when it comes to all of the fiber world, and art in general. I think I did most of my learning and understanding for the skills of arts, or the arts that I've been pursuing in recent years, kind of more. I've done more of that learning than I did when I was in school for it, because I didn't have as much interest and as much appreciation. Yeah. I also had not really any interest in knitting, fiber arts, or yarns at all. The only background I have that's kind of similar would be, I guess, when I did a lot of macrame and bracelet making growing up, like friendship bracelets where you tie the knots. But nothing knitting or fiber arts adjacent. Recently I've been doing a lot of sewing. That's pretty fun. Something that I learned when I was really quite young, I guess, junior high, grade 8 and 9. But other than that, nothing really fiber arts adjacent at all. I actually started knitting. I never had any interest in it, but I worked with a couple girls in an office that were constantly knitting. They were just obsessed, knitting some complex lace shawls and things like that, cardigans, shawls, various lace projects, and they were always saying, it's so hard, it's so challenging, it's so tough, knitting's so hard. I thought, surely it can't be that hard. So I went and looked up what I would need to start learning. I got a couple size 15 needles, some super bulky yarn, and then I took to YouTube, and I haven't stopped since. I think sheep and stitch maybe is, I'm not sure, but something like that. I made what was intended to be a scarf off the bat, and I ended up getting a ton of extra yarn overs and making it from 30 stitches where I cast on to like 140, so it was like quadrupled in size. It was crazy, it was wild. So yeah, I ended up decreasing back out after I learned that I had done that. I was not sure how I got there, but I got there. And then I made kind of like a weird cowl shape that I wore that was huge. It was like a huge, massive collar cushion thing. Like I had broken my neck and I was wearing one of those neck braces, you know? So that was interesting. I'll maybe put a picture somewhere if I can figure out how to do that. Yeah, it was so comfy and so squishy. I loved it, but it wasn't super functional. I couldn't really even sit down to walk my dog or anything, so questionable. Yeah, so since then, it just kind of seemed pretty intuitive with my hands. It worked, and I haven't stopped. So, yeah, that's knitting. Got a little bit into ceramics, just because I've always loved ceramics, and just the motions and practices of pottery I've always kind of loved to watch, for throwing anyways. The dirty aspect is a little bit harder to manage when I have my whole studio in my apartment, my little one bedroom, but it's fun to play with as much as I can. Yeah, that's me. That's kind of the things that I'm looking at. Weaving, spinning. Still pretty new to these worlds, but learning every day, and I really love to learn, so we'll keep exploring all together. From there we can talk about, I guess, when we talk about what I'm wearing. That's kind of fun. Okay. It's one of Melly Knits. Amazing. We love Melly Knits. One of her Halo blends. So it's an 80-20 blend of Serenity, the Shetland from Linden, Washington, with 20% alpaca from Sun Keys Farms in BC. Yeah, one of my first Melly Knits gets and spins that I decided to spin. I think I ended up chain plying it up. It's been a little while now, but I'm pretty sure I ended up chain plying it. It's kind of somewhere between like a DK and sport, maybe worsted in some places. So I decided to knit up Andrea Mowry's Traveler hat. It was my first Traveler, and I actually really love the pattern. I think it's a little bit big. The gauge is a little bit loose. I did it in the gauge that was set for the worsted, because I thought it was more of a worsted, but I think it's definitely more of like a DK at most. So I'm planning on unraveling it and reknitting it in a smaller gauge, tighter gauge. And I think that might also help me utilize a little bit, make the hat all of my hand spun, because at the top here I kind of had to use, sorry, I don't want to show my hair, it's pretty bad. I had to use some of the, okay, it's back here, it's better. I don't know, you probably can't see it, it's pretty similar color. I had to use some of this yarn to finish it off, but again, it's quite huge. I feel like it's a little bit loose, but that's okay. I still love it so much. I love the square kind of shape that I made sure that I blocked it in, because it looks like I have little ears. Yeah, we love it. And then I have the old-fashioned cardigan by Maxim knitter, which I just recently reblocked and actually pinned it out for the first time. I'm recently starting to pin out my knits when I'm blocking them, and it is totally changing them. I really love how straight and drapey it gets the bodies of the sweaters, and kind of like the button bands and the hems. It makes them so much more even and nice, especially when I get to pin it nice and straight, and then it just sits like that. Ugh, so nice. Chef's kiss, yeah. It's beautiful. This one is knit in Barocco Ultra Alpaca, just their naturals, in the color Sunflower Seeds. I thought was so cute and accurate, I guess, for this kind of grayish color. I don't know, grayish. It's very gray, maybe like a warm, nutty kind of gray. Hence Sunflower Seeds. I don't know why I almost said hence chestnut. That's silly. It's not chestnut, there's nothing brown about it. And then I'm wearing shorts because I'm lounging at home. I don't have me-made pants on. Just some black shorts. That's what I'm wearing today. I like to lounge at home in shorts, so I'm usually wearing like a throw-on sweater or scarf, and then a hat to cover my crazy hair. Crazy curly hair. We can talk about what I'm currently working on. My work's in progress. Sorry, there was a little fruit fly that just caught my attention. I hate those fruit flies. First one you can see right beside me on my e-spinner, which is how I do all of my spinning, is what looks like roving, but it's another one of Melly Knits. It's a Mega Bat from Melly Knits. I somehow managed to get this. I randomly logged onto Instagram one morning and she was having her update, and I very quickly jumped on and I managed to get it. I don't know how, but I am thanking the gods because we love Melly Knits. We love the bats, and it's all blues and greens for the most part. Just perfect. It's so me. So, this one is the Mega Bat that I'm stripping down and doing into a regular 3-ply with about 115 grams on each ply because there's 350 grams in her Mega Bats. So it's a nice fat one. I'm hoping to get some good yardage out of it and hopefully make some kind of garment. That would be the dream. A fully hand-spun, hand-knit sweater. Eventually hand-processed. Drum carder is the dream. It's Lena, a Corriedale sheep, from Observatory Hill. WI. Is WI Wyoming? I don't know the states. I'm Canadian, so I don't know the abbreviations for the states quite as well. And then that's blended with 15 grams of sari silk. To give it all those fun little blips of color. Spins up so fun and confetti-like. We love that one. Let's see, I don't think you can see very well. Maybe we can change the focus to see. This is the first one. Yeah. Back to me. Hopefully that's good. I'm not sure. Next project. We have my Comebackigan from Andrea Mowry. You'll notice I'm an Andrea Mowry stan. I absolutely love her designs. I do have to modify them, obviously, because I'm a boy and they are designed for women's bodies. So I tend to size up to make the yoke depth a little bit better, and then obviously size up to make the width of my chest. My lats are a little bit wide sometimes because I like to do fitness things. But then I also size up from that size and do the directions of a larger size usually so that I can get more depth. And then it seems to work out for me that way. I also do more length on the body just because that's what I like to do. And they seem to work. It's what I'm learning. This is my second bottom up, my second knit cardigan. The first one I just finished doing some surgery on so that I can lengthen it another like 3-4 inches because it wasn't quite long enough before I split for those sleeves. And I had to do surgery for the first time on it because I've never cut into my knitwear. At least not any knitwear that I've wanted to still use or keep. So excited about that. I have like 1 more inch and then I'll be at 16 inches, which is where I want to be for the body before I start going for the sleeves. So that should be perfect. This one is knit up in Juniper Moon Farms, Patagonia, in the colorway Juniper. Yeah, it started with the sleeves, so I think that I also have to add another couple inches to the sleeves before I join them, or they're going to be too short. I think so. So we might have to do that, but that's fine. That is that one. I randomly cast on, actually let's show you the other cardigan. The other cardigan that I mentioned that I just finished doing surgery on is my Andrea Mowry again, Tessellated cardigan. This one is in Brooklyn Tweed Loft as the main color, in the color Wood Smoke, and then that is held with my hand spun, which is by Bramble Ridge. It's a combo spin of South American wool and How Nui. How Nui is verdant, it's the green ply, And then scruff is the other one. That one's based on facial hair, men's facial hair, and all the colors and variables in it. Variations. Yeah, this one I cut off the hem and I'm now re-knitting it backwards so that I can have another like 3 or 4 inches, and then I'll re-knit the hem. And it'll be like nothing ever happened. I am a little worried on like the line that I picked up, but I don't think that I can tell where it even is. I thought it would be more noticeable, but it seems to be okay. So I am taking that as a win. Or a W, as they say, take the W. I think that's what the kids are saying nowadays. W. That's 3. What a W. For win. 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 Take the L and the W. Can't you just say win and loss? It's only 1 syllable. W is W. 3 syllables. Why don't you just say win? Sorry, a fruit fly. Okay. And then we also have a random one that I threw on just so that I made sure that I had a plain stockinette that I didn't have to think about, because I never seem to have a plain stockinette or mindless kind of project. My camera stopped recording yesterday, so I'm just going to review them again. The Weekender Crew. It's knit up in a Barocco Lana Light, just this light gray color, and then it's held with my black mohair that I'm getting rid of some more of. So I'm pretty excited to get rid of some more of that, and use it up. The lighting's a little different, it's because it's the next day. I just wanted to get this added in there. Again, it's the Weekender Crew by Andrea Mowry. I am going to do the same thing. This one I didn't do the split hem. I'm not sure if it's a split hem or if it's just a longer in the back, shorter in the front, but I just did it all the same length around instead of those varying lengths. And then I'm going to do, I think it's a size 4 or 5 for the circumference, and then I'm going to do the size up, a couple sizes up, so that I get 9.5 inches of depth in my yoke. And then it should be the right size, because that's kind of the modification that I do. I make sure it's about 9.5 inches of yoke depth, kind of minimum, and then that's the modifications that I focus on, and then it seems to work for me from there. So hopefully I'll be happy with that one. Lastly, we have this one that I kind of started that is eventually going to be a gift, I think, if I ever get to it. I started making some of these thrums that I can make thrummed mittens. Mittens? I don't know how people say that. But these thrums take forever to make. It's basically like pre-drafting a little bit of fiber, and then you pre-draft it out a little, and then you fold it into thirds so that the ends are tucked in, and then twist it a bit, and then that's that. That's one. I've made now 23, and I need 360 for one pair of mittens. So we'll see if I get to that. We'll see. If any of that resonates with you, if you enjoyed spending some time with me and listening to me talk at you, maybe listening to me talk while you did some making of your own, then give me a like, subscribe, follow, all the things, and we'll see you again. Thanks for coming. Hope you get to making today. Thanks again. Bye.